Hi, hello and welcome. I hope you're doing well, and I have a very short video for you today, but a very exciting one. I'm so happy. And it has nothing to do with the massive announcement that I made in my last video with the house that we just bought. I know I promised renovation content, it is coming. As I said in other videos, like YouTube is currently not really my priority in life, as you can probably figure by the fact that we're renovating a house. And yeah, all of that aside, I have very exciting news today, and that is that the first book that I published in 2021, my very first book that I ever published, which was The Anatomy of Waves, is getting a sequel. It is getting a little sibling. I'm going to publish another poetry collection, which is called The Eloquence of Hurricanes. This is the cover. I hope you like it, as with all my other books, like The Anatomy of Waves and Welcome Home Dear Soul. I designed it completely myself, the cover, everything, the insides, everything. I do it all by myself, so I really hope you like it. And it is another poetry collection. It is going to be released on the 25th of June, so in a little less than a month, which is very exciting. The ebook is already up for pre-order. I'm going to link it down in the description below if you want to check it out. And there is going to be a print version again, but that can only be ordered on the release date and after that, because I'm a self-publisher. And I cannot make the book available before the release date, unfortunately, because of like technical reasons from the way I publish. But the data is already, you know, like the book is ready to be released. And I'm so excited because I've worked for over a year on this second poetry collection, and I'm so excited it is going to see the light of day and that it's going to be published so soon. A few words on how the new poetry collection is going to be a bit different to The Anatomy of Waves and how it is going to be similar to The Anatomy of Waves. First of all, we have something that is similar, which is that you can see the titles are quite similar, but this has like a water theme and this has an air theme. I decided to create a poetry series based on the elements, and this is the water element and this is the air element, so there is earth and fire coming eventually in the future, I hope. And so that is the thing which I love. It makes me so happy. While The Anatomy of Waves was very much a book about belonging, coming home, finding home, and the struggles of that, but mostly the beauty of that, I feel like this was a more or less positive, happy poetry collection while still keeping reality in mind. Like there are also dark poems in here, but my second poetry collection, The Eloquence of Hurricanes, is going to be a bit darker than that. The poetry collection deals heavily with climate change, with broken hearts, with friendships that didn't last, while also still celebrating a life. It has a quote on the back of the book that says everything is equally beautiful and terrible, and that is really what I've tried to capture with this poetry collection, like this incredible, exquisite balance of life and reality, that we constantly face so much joy and happiness and hope and wonder and miracles and magic, while at the other hand so much pain and grief and disaster and hopelessness and change that we might feel overwhelmed with. And I've really tried to like balance it out, so you have both extremes in this poetry collection. And again, like The Eloquence of Hurricanes, there are two poems in this collection that both have the title The Eloquence of Hurricanes. They are like the framework of the poetry collection. It is the first and the last poem in the book. They're very long poems and they both heavily deal with climate change and the climate emergency, and it is not all hopeful, and I just wanted to put that out there. The book also has a trigger warning in the beginning, because if you're in a state that you're mentally a bit unstable at the moment, or like you can be easily thrown into a spiral, proceed with caution and read it only when you feel good, or just like read it like one poem at a time. Again, there are also a lot of happy, hopeful poems in this book, but overall it is a lot more darker than, for example, the first book. Also, the Azores were a lot more present in this book than in the other one. Of course, they're still present, but here the Azores really had like the center stage of the book. And in this book, that is no longer the case. It is more like nature in and of itself. And otherwise, it is still my poetry. Like the style of poetry that you will find in this book is also present in this book. I still write the same way. There is not a lot of change in regards to that. And yeah, I'm just so excited. And the length of the book is very similar. They're pretty much the same length. I don't know if like a few pages more or less, but they're pretty much the same length. So you can expect like something that looks more or less like this. So not a very thick book. So that is it. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I will be forever grateful if you check out the book. And if you celebrate the release date with me on the 25th of June, that would mean the world to me. And yeah, I'm so excited that this book is going to be out in the world. I can't wait to share my poetry with you. Thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.